Yeah. Recently, your mom you moved her to a new memory care facility. And I was interested in just how that whole process, I mean, I think it's something we all have to deal with is our loved ones getting older and, taking care of them. And it's really a super big challenge for people.
We've learned along the way because my mom has struggled with mental illness. We've been dealing with this for a long time. Probably 15, 16 years ago was when she left sort of living independently and moved to assisted care living facility. I was in Bangkok and I got a call in the middle of the night, and it was a social worker, a state social worker in Oregon, saying that my mom had been picked up in the lobby of a downtown hotel. She was sleeping on the couch, and she was at the Good Samaritan psychiatric ward. And did I know? And I was like, obviously not. You called me at 3 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, well, this isn't the first time. I mean, we knew she was struggling, but this isn't the first time. And either you or, a family member needs to come and take control of her situation, or the state will do it. And you don't want that. And he's like, I can give you the name of an elder care law attorney, and she can help guide you through the process. So there are resources out there for getting old and the challenges involved with that, whether it's mental health or anything else. There are a lot of resources. So we hired an elder care law attorney. She told us that we would need to file for a health care guardian. So guardian is someone who has legal authority to make healthcare decisions for someone else. So she did that for us, and we interviewed guardians and selected one.
Just someone local, or what does that mean? Like they're not related, or could they be someone related?
They could be, but in our case, we are not trained to be guardians, nor are we trained to deal with mentally ill people. So out of the goodness of our heart, if we try and take care of my mom, we're making our own lives miserable, and we're likely preventing her from getting the best help she can get. So through the goodness of sons' hearts, you're actually screwing everyone over.
So the guardian was a real caretaker, not just making decisions about it.
Not a caretaker, just a healthcare decision maker.
Wow. Okay.
So if, medicine, she would have to approve it. Hospital, she would go make sure that everything's okay.
Nice.
So we hired a guardian, and then the question was, where is she going to live? So my brother and I went and looked at a bunch of assisted care living facilities around town, and we chose Roschnitzer Manor in Raleigh Hills. It's a Jewish place, so you have for-profit and nonprofit facilities, and we ended up going with a religious one. They seem to have their hearts in the right place at that time, and so she moved in there, and so now she's in a community with a nurse station where she can eat on her own, and they provide support.
Yeah.
And then there's a guardian in place who, if anything happens, the guardian steps in, and Alex and I can just be her sons.
Yeah.
We don't have to deal with the stress of it.
And you were both abroad still at that point, or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although my brother at some point came back to LA, so he was closer.
Yeah. But the guardian does seem important in that case for sure, to have someone can make a decision within a few minutes or within an hour.
Yeah. And just oversee my mom's medical, because she couldn't do it on her own.
Yeah.
The facility it's a safe facility, and there's nurses, but my mom wouldn't say it's time for my psychiatrist appointment, or I need to see a psychiatrist, right? And take your own medication. Most mentally ill people don't think they're ill. They try and convince you it's real, right? And so someone's got to administer that medicine.
Yeah.
It's not easy growing old, but we've been lucky that we've found the right folks to help, and that we can afford it. I kind of shudder to think about growing old in this country if you don't have the means to afford it. These places can be pretty spendy.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, last week we moved her to Touchmark, which is a for-profit old folks project, and the memory care. And there we hired a guy named Peter Wilhelm, whose job it is to help you select a new memory care facility. So he's a broker, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So we told him we need it to be not too far from our home. It's got to look great. It's got to be a greenhouse model where the rooms are on the outside and they look into this common area. And he's like, here's a list of 4 names that I think you'll be really happy with.
Any word on how that transition goes for her?
Knock on wood, but it seems to be going really well. The level, because she was at assisted care, which isn't much assistance. And so now she's in memory care where everything is done. Everything is bathing and getting in bed and socializing and laundry. So it's sort of a revelation.
Yeah. Well, good luck to her and you guys too. Hopefully it turns out great.